All right. Hey, everybody. It's ComixTribe publisher Tyler James here. And I want to do a quick video here thanking all the backers of the Standard Ultimate Collection campaign for helping us set a brand new ComixTribe graphic novel record for funding. I think it took about 36 hours from the get to hit the $8,500 goal. That's going to actually make it possible for us to bring that gorgeous hardcover to life. So yeah, I wanted to thank you all for that. Wanted to make sure you all know about the special backer only exclusive bonus event we have going on tonight. I'm really excited to hear this talk that John gave in Scotland last year. And I remember him talking about it, and he was preparing for it. He spent weeks putting together his slides and putting together his notes and doing his research. And then he gave this talk. It's very well received in Scotland. It was like, why? That would have been a good opportunity to head over to Scotland and just to see it and see John in his native element. But I thought it would be really cool if John could reprise that for the backers and make it a special online streaming event. So we've been playing around with the technology that's out there, messing around with Google Hangouts. John and I did a trial run last week that the first 30 minutes involved me drawing a little snidely whiplash mustache on John, and then I won't even get into what John drew on my face and that we couldn't get off. But it was a lot of fun. We'll try to be a little bit more professional tonight, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to John's talk. I know the history and the rich history of horror in comics is something that I'm actually not an expert on. So I'm looking forward to hearing what John sort of unearthed and dug up, because I do think we're in like a golden age of horror for comics right now. And then after the talk, John will be available for a Q&A. So if you've got questions about the Standard, questions about his highly awesome acclaimed book, And Then Emily Was Gone, or maybe John will even tease some of the other things that we're working on. John and I are co-writing the upcoming Oxymoron, The Loveliest Nightmare series, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's some of the best work that he's done, one of the best books that ComixTribe has published. And good God, Alex Cormack is just destroying it on that book. So we can talk about that. I think we're also, we've had some questions about, are there going to be additional pledge rewards? Are there going to be stretch goals? And John and I have been, putting our heads together, and we've come up with some really cool stuff. So we might even start teasing some of that in the live broadcast tonight. So definitely show up. It's going to kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern. Which is right around midnight in Scotland, so the witching hour for John. And yeah, we're just going to get right into it. I'll be on a little bit early, probably around 6:30, to try to make sure that this technology doesn't blow up in our faces and get the things rolling out. But we'll send out in advance of the the presentation. We'll send out links and everything. And I may put a link to there's a Google Plus page that just has the details there. So I may put that in a private update for you guys with this video, actually, when I send it out. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a good time. Come hang out with us tonight. It's going to be awesome. And then the last thing I want to do is, it took, what did it take? It took 100 and 75, 180 of you guys are in there right now to help make this thing happen. So I'm going to just take a little time to thank each and every one of you in order. So, first backer, he was there at 12:01, was the man, the myth, the Mulvey, Joe Mulvey. You guys know him from Scam and stuff, and he came in and backed this thing right away. He told me he was going to be the first backer, and true to his word, he came in there. And if you follow Joe on Twitter, follow his Tumblr, which you definitely should. It's some good stuff. He's doing a pinup in the back of the Standard, and he's been doing some Standard sketches on his Twitter feed. So definitely check that out if you like Joe's work. So again, thanks to Patrick, to Steve, Steve, to Dwayne Feenstra. He's creator of Arrow Girl, and he's also the co-host of the Final Issue podcast, which is a show that I do with Dwayne, Joe, Sam Labah, and if you haven't listened to the Final Issue podcast, I'll put a link to that because I think you'll dig that if you like comic book industry talk. We got John. John was a backer. John McLeod. Steve Forbes came in there at number 6. Steve was the editor for this book, and I know it's been a long journey from initial concept, and Steve famously read the first page of the Standard, and he's like, oh my God, this is going to be a rough go. And by the end of it, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is this guy's first comic book script. So I know Steve and John have had a lot of so had some ups, some downs, some knockdowns, some drag outs, but they make a great team, and this is just a top-notch book, and I'm proud of Steve for this as well. He just did a tremendous job editing this thing. So again, thanking more backers coming in. These guys were here before we even sent out the first email, so they were sort of watching this. We got Scott, we got Jamie, we got Matt D, Ryan Q, Seth Gary came back. My man Sean Grosso. If you ever want to sit down and have a shot of Malort with somebody, Sean's the guy to do it. The round's always on him. We got Milan K. James Ferguson's back again. The Skeleton Crew Studios, they've got these guys have an awesome Kickstarter going on right now for doing the image book Chew. They're doing some collectibles, like a Tony Chew collectible, and they just do like original sculpture stuff. And we're actually working with them on a really awesome project that I haven't announced yet. But these guys make awesome stuff. So definitely check them out. Check their Kickstarter out. Steve M, Sam Rhodes, Cody O, Eric Palicki, another great creator, guy that's been a big supporter for us for a while. Joe Smolke. Joe and I are actually doing a panel at the Boston Comic-Con coming up on Kickstarter, sort of a Kickstarter one-on-one. Joe's also working on the upcoming Oxymoron 2 anthology, so another talented creator. Keep your eye on. Joe D, Dan Rivera, Edward Wellman, thank you guys. Martin Brandt of Kid Cthulhu fame, always a big ComixTribe supporter, and I'm a fan of the stuff that he does. So thank you again for coming back. We got, let's see who we got. We got Kevin O, Doug T, creator Jamie Gamble. Jamie's a hardworking guy out on the West Coast, and glad to have him back in the tribe once again. Brian Quantar, my man Joe Martino of the Mighty Titan fame, back again for another support. Thank you so much, man. We got Anders, Wim, Xander, Howard Kleiman, Chris Parton, Susan P, Jamie F, James B, Kevin Joseph, another talented creator, has a number of great Kickstarter projects, does it the right way. Lex Target, Jaroslaw, out in Poland. We're talking to him about getting even more copies into a library out there in Poland and spreading the ComixTribe message wide. So thanks again, Jaroslaw, for joining. The creators coming out and helping us out. It's great to see that support. That's one of the great things about Kickstarter. There's the reader community, but then also, the comics pool. It's about relationships. It's about associations. It's about supporting one another. And so guys, like Jay Sebron Cook, Mark Bertolini, Ryan Crowbooth coming out and supporting us means a lot to us. And these are all guys that are hardworking. It's fun to see everybody sort of build and take steps forward. And that's sort of what we're all about at ComixTribe. So thanks again for backing this. Soreb, we got Paul. We got Scott McClellan, who's been backing us in a big ways for a couple Kickstarters now. Thanks again, Scott, for coming out. Patrick H. Patrick's been supporting us, I think, maybe from the beginning. It's been a while, so thanks again for coming back, Patrick. Robbie F. Furlowan, Louis Marinos, Lou is another big time ComixTribe supporter, and glad to have him, see him on the back for more. Benoit, Alex Diodo. Alex is another guy working on the Oxymoron 2 anthology. He did some stuff. He did an awesome short with Ben McCool in the Scamthology. So if you haven't checked out Alex's work, he's got cool stuff popping. Jonas R. We got Zach Perkins, Sam Cook, my buddy Rob Stenzinger of the Lean Into Art podcast, show that you should definitely flag and watch. Him and Jersey Droz just do a great job on that. Alyssa Crow, another creator to keep your eye on. Thank you again for backing us, Alyssa. We got Ryan G, Matt B, Brian Truitt is another guy in the press, huge comic fan. And you know, again, thanks for having our support, Brian. Appreciate that. Chris Call, Trevor C, Justin B, Jordan J, Joey Grow. If you're not listening to the Make Comics podcast with Andy Schmidt, Andy's co-host. It's on the Comics Experience website. Another just action-packed knowledge bombs. Definitely bookmark that one. And Joey's got some cool projects cooking in the hopper as well, so keep an eye on him. And yeah, he's a writer that's contributing to the Oxymoron 2 anthology. So man, I mean, again, like it's all about sort of putting work out there and connecting with creators. And you know, I think this year I'll probably cross the 100 mark in terms of total number of creators that I've worked with in some capacity, big or small. And it's just it's great. It's great to have that network and really work with these folks. So thanks again, Joey. We got Trey N, already picked. I love some of these Kickstarter names. Patrick O. Patrick's been with us for a while. Jonathan Tan. Jonathan's another longtime supporter. Thanks again for coming back, John. Ben S, Jason W, James H, Nathan C. We got Paul Allure, who's done some work with us and just continues to build his career. And I'm so ecstatic for the success that Paul is continuing to have. If you haven't checked out Strange Nation on Comixology, go check out some of Paul's stuff, and then dig up the first Oxymoron anthology and the Scamthology for some great Paul shorts. Got James L, Andy M, Brian C, Steve S, Jeremy Munkin. Thanks, Jeremy, for coming back and supporting us, man. Hope you're doing well. John Idler, longtime, big-time ComixTribe supporter. He's a foundational guy who really helps support us in everything we do, and we can't thank him enough. Russell Bretholtz of Sidekicks fame. Great to see his support. Commentary Orbit, again, love these. We got Josh Fialkov. Thanks so much again for supporting us. And just, Josh actually wrote the introduction or the foreword to the And Then Emily Was Gone collection. And so, Josh, one of the better writers out there in comics. His book Echoes, if you haven't read it and you like darker horror, or if you're someone that doesn't think a comic book can scare you, go read Echoes. That book had me afraid to turn the page. So Josh is just a phenomenal talent. Horace, James N, Jim L, Pharaoh B, Desman, Christian T, Anthony M, Kirk Spencer, Walta, Rebecca F, DDL, my buddy Jeremy Malal, who Jeremy's in sort of the elite club of, and some of these other folks are as well, of backing every ComixTribe hardcover. And Jeremy's also doing tremendous stuff on his blog, jeremymalal.com. He's got an elite creator newsletter that you need to be on. He's just doing great work, and another name to keep your eye on, guys. So thanks again for coming out, Jeremy. We got Dustin C. We got Steve Bryant, another ridiculously talented creator that started to have a little bit of a back and forth on Twitter and discuss strategies, discuss things with him. Another guy you should be following. We have Paul M. Sydney Sherman, who's John's manager. And Sydney, one of these days, we're leaning on you to get the standard on the big stream, buddy. So glad to have you involved in this campaign as well. It means a lot. John P, Rafer Roberts, who's done tremendous work for us in the past and has another story in the in the Oxymoron 2 anthology. Keep an eye out for him. Big things are going on with his career. He's another hardworking, just small press commando guy who's just been, yeah, the guy bleeds ink. So follow his work. He does good stuff. MH, Antonio G. Antonio's doing an interview with John about the standard, so keep an eye out for that. That probably is posting today. Jekyll Now, Rommel, Jen's Bay. I'm going to call you JBP because I'm going to mess the pronunciation on that. But thanks so much for backing. We got Richard, Timothy, Mason R, Keith W, Wigabo. We got El Guapo, Cesar Feliciano is supporting us. Cesar, as you may know, is my co-creator partner on the Red 10 series, and just phenomenal talent. Made the transition to digital this year, so you know, you can and just seeing his work really just get better with every page has been, you know, great part of the last few years for me. So Cesar, thanks again for having John's back, having the tribe's back, as you always do. We got Mark B, Scott Brown, another longtime tribe supporter. Thanks so much, Scott. John P, Kevin O. We got my main man, Dougie Dips, Doug Britt on here supporting. Dougie, thanks for coming out. No, I wouldn't read the standard to your baby until he you know, hits into that you know, preteen to preteen age. I think it's a little dark in some spots for him, but you know, again, you were asking about all ages stuff. Go track down the book Find #1. It's a one-shot with Sam by Sam Reed and by Alex Cormack, and it's an all ages tale, sort of Spielbergian, circa 1985, and great little book that's called Find. It's available on the ComixTribe shop right now. That's a good all ages book for us right now. And then Sam's next book, Exit Generation, that's coming out in September with ComixTribe. We're putting it out with him. That's another sort of sci-fi but all age appropriate romp. So yeah, picking up, we got John E, Jeffrey C, It's Steve, Matt Y, Mike B, Brett P, Dennis Mercier, another longtime ComixTribe supporter. Look forward to catching up with him sometime at a show or a signing in the near future. Michael L, I love this handle from Patrick Awesome. Patrick, you are awesome. You're supporting this book. We got Jared Selsmark. Jared, I found a new ComixTribe shirt in your size. Jared he's gone through more ComixTribe shirts, I think, than I have, but they're like the most comfortable shirt that I own. So and I know Jared appreciates that. So I'm gonna get a new ComixTribe shirt out to you, Jared. Don't worry. Jared actually was one of two backers with John Idler who did, in our very first campaign, he just pulled the trigger on the ComixTribe for Life package, which was where basically every book that ComixTribe or I put out for the rest of your guys' lives, we're sending to you. And it was, you know, it was a big investment, but I look forward every 6 months to putting together a package for these guys of what we've been up to and throwing some extras in there and shipping them off. But they like how we run these campaigns. They're a lot of fun, and so they still come on board and keep supporting us, even though they're getting these books, which is just awesome and unbelievable. And you know, you guys are a big reason why we've been able to take it, you know, and continue to build what we've been able to build over the past couple of years. So again, thanks, guys. Continuing to go, I think I said James M, I said Jared, we got Ian, we got Gregory K, Nick A. Thanks, guys. Thanks for supporting this book. It means a lot. It means the world to John. Scott B, Cameraman 86, Arfon James is back again. Thanks, Arfon. Laura M, Charles Bill Eldridge, thank you. Gillian, Vicky, DCQ, Derek F, Cat S, Corey M, Jeeves. All right. Yep. There's a colon in this name or some, yeah. Anyway, Jeeves, thanks for supporting us, man. I super appreciate it. Sven, I mean, the great thing about these Kickstarters, like, while about 50-60% are in the United States, the international backing is great, and so these are backers that we wouldn't reach through the direct market, that we wouldn't reach pretty much any other way, but the Kickstarter really enables us to reach out and bring them into the ComixTribe fold, and so it's an awesome thing, and it's a great thing about the Kickstarter itself. We got Sven, we got Nathan P, Cullen G, Robin J, Raphael M, Nor A, Mickey H. Thanks, guys. Thanks for backing the standard. It means the world to me and John. Derek, we got Doug W, Gary H, John E, Michael L. We got Simon W, Isaac. Will it work? I hope it, well, so far that this is working for us, Isaac. Again, these handles on Kickstarter always crack me up sometimes. And this is also my thing. Like I'm never coming up and making up a new name for a character on my own. I am just pulling, gonna pull random names from Kickstarter backers, I think, for future books. Ramesh H, David B, Lassay A, Krenez, Frank W. Thanks, guys. Thanks for supporting this. Brian W, JB, Sid S, Bill B, Haley, John D, Bobby, Chris L, Scott Kunif's back again. Thanks, Scott, so much for supporting us again. Benjamin D, Jana P, Nulled, and Izon, and that takes us all through 180 backers there that have got us to where we are right now. And this campaign is special. I mean, it's special for John. You see how he sort of puts his heart on his sleeve, and in that video sort of talks about how much this thing meant to him. But it means a lot to me too. When John, the Standard was one of the first books that ComixTribe published in the direct market, and that prior to that, it was sort of, I was working on publishing my own books and then working closely with Joe Mulvey on that. And so the Standard, when it came to me, I didn't have a relationship with John. And so this was sort of the first time that, a creator that wasn't close to me, or I didn't have a pre-established relationship with, sort of put their faith in me and in the ComixTribe to get it out to the direct market. And, we did our best. I'd say I did my best, but I was also, the training wheels were on, learning a lot. There was a ton I didn't know, ton of mistakes that I made, ton of things I would do different now if I could go back. And so, John, by giving me his book and entrusting me with his book, it was, it's almost like learning on the job. And so there are a lot of things that I probably would have done differently and to make the book more successful, because it's one of the books that I think is the best thing that we've ever put out. And by now, I think a lot of people have sort of accepted or are wise to the fact that John Lees is going to be one of the biggest names in comics, bar none, no exclamation, no exceptions or whatever. John's just got that much talent. We saw it with And Then Emily Was Gone. Oxymoron, The Loveliest Nightmare is going to shoot him to the stratosphere. And if you're an editor, an assistant editor looking to make your bones at Marvel and DC, like, I don't know why John isn't on your speed dial already, but he will be. He's just that good. And so, I know that people are going to go back and look at this book, The Standard, and for years to come, and as John's first complete work, and it's just a tremendous piece of work. But as I think a lot of creators will find out, your first series out in the direct market without an established name, without an established publisher behind you, the sales were not where we would have liked them to be. And that can, as much passion as you put into things, that can sort of get you down. And even though we believe in the book tremendously, it can get frustrating when, the retailer appetite for something, even though it's critically acclaimed, even though creators all read it and say, oh my God, this guy, where did this guy come from? I want to punch him in the face that his first book is this good. I think that was actually a Joshua Fialkov quote. Yeah. So so it's just, it means the world to me that this Kickstarter got off to such a great start, that John's going to get the best possible version of the book that he sort of had in his head starting 6 years ago, and get to put that on his bookshelf. That means the world. And it means a lot to me, because it's sort of like, this is the chance for the Standard to sort of return and rise again, and perhaps reach even bigger and greater heights than it ever has. And it deserves every bit of that, and every bit of that success. And John deserves every bit of that success. So I'm looking forward to talking to him and seeing him tonight. I hope you guys are. I hope you come on board and watch the live stream this evening, and have some fun with us. We've got about 29 days left in this campaign, something like that. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to keep rolling along. Again, we've got some ideas for some cool stretch goals and some things that we'll do if we can keep building momentum for this thing and getting some more backers on board the Standard train. But again, for those of you guys that got us to this point right now and have had our backs, for a lot longer than this. I mean, there were people that said, wow, you guys really had a great day one, huge day. Wow, that exploded, Yeah, it was a big opening day, and it's been a big first couple days for the campaign. But this is 6 years in the making, and this is now, I think, my 6th Kickstarter campaign that I've been a part of and managing, and that's 2,500 backers that we've been able to get books in hands and establish a relationship with, and John, John's been working at this and for 6 years, so it's big day, big campaign, but it's a long time coming. And so we're just incredibly grateful and humbled that you're with us and helping us making this happen. So thanks again. We'll hope to see you tonight.